I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets.
Welcome to Graybo's Giblets, part of the NoOffSeason.com Sports Card Network. We know you don't have 40 hours per week to pour over podcasts and spreadsheets to handicap these games yourself. We do that for you and bring you our picks each week so you can have some confidence heading into the weekend or walking up to the window. We're out here dropping giblets, and we definitely are going to drop a few giblets about sports cards today. I'm your host, Graybo, and joined today by the one and only Denny one time to break down the NBA playoffs with a lot of emphasis on card values, on who we're buying, who we're selling. Denny, what's up? How we doing? Are you ready for the NBA playoffs?
I am very excited about the NBA playoffs, Gray. How about you?
Very excited. I'm going to tell you what, I don't watch a lot of regular season NBA, but when it comes to the NBA playoffs, I watch a ton. So I'm very excited. The play-in games are just an awesome feature of the playoffs. I didn't think I was going to like it, but there were some good games. The Sixers and Heat game was awesome. The Kings ending the Warriors dynasty was another good one. So very excited to break down the playoffs today and get some bets in.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. The playing games are very interesting. I'm glad the Kings got rid of the Warriors. I love Steph, but I'm kind of done with the Warriors. It's time to move on. And I love D Fox and the Kings. I was glad that I feel bad for the Sixers because Embiid's limping into the playoffs, but I'm glad that they got the win. That was a good game. It was cool seeing not just Tyler Hero, but Keith's boy Jaquez playing in that game. And so we'll see.
He's got heart.
He is fun to watch, and we'll see if the Heat can do it without Jimmy Buckets. We'll see.
Yeah. See, I was a little nervous, for the East, for the one seed in the East, the Celtics getting Jimmy Butler in the Heat, because every time UConn wins a national championship, the Heat make the finals. Did you know that? Yes. But without Jimmy Butler, I don't think it's going to happen. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs. I'm going to kind of do an overall overlook, head into some future bets, definitely mention some sports cards and players we want to buy and want to sell. Definitely a big selling point, right? It might be a little too late to buy since it's the playoffs, but if you have some cards, some stars, one name in particular we'll get to, definitely a selling point for this year's playoffs. So let's get into the overall outlook. In the West, how about the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have an average age of the Duke Blue Devils?
Yeah, 23.9 or something like that.
So they will get the 8th seed, the winner of the Kings or the Pelicans. I feel bad for Zion and people that had Zion cards because his cards were popping, had a great game against the Lakers, and looks like he's going to be done again, just always hurt. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, same here. I feel bad for any team that has a key guy hurt. Zion, you're going to hear about it because Zion's had injury issues in the past. So, yeah, I see Sacktown taking it down.
Yeah, the Lakers beating the Pelicans, good win for them, but their prize is to play the Nuggets in the first round, the 2 seed. So good luck, LeBron. But I can't believe LeBron's still dominating the league. It's unbelievable. Number 3. Can't wait for this series. Oh, my gosh. The Timberwolves versus the Suns, Ant-Man versus Booker and Durant. That should be a lot of fun. And then you have a great matchup with the Clippers and Mavs. Like, the West is loaded and is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We'll talk about where we're going and what direction there. The East, it's kind of, it's time for Tatum and Boston to do it. Like, this is the year to do it. A lot of injuries in the East. The Celtics will either get the Heat or the Bulls. I don't see any problems there. The 2 seed, I cannot believe, is the Knicks. Jalen Brunson has carried this team, and the Knicks will be without Randall. And OG Anunoby, has had a hurt elbow forever, so he's going to be 50-50. So it's going to be Brunson taking on the Sixers, Embiid and Maxey. Good matchup for the Sixers, honestly, to get that spot. And then you have the 3 seed Bucks without Giannis versus Halliburton and the Pacers. And then the Magic have made it. The 5 seed, Paolo getting the Magic into the playoffs as a 5 seed against Cleveland as of 4. So the East, again, kind of like Celtics or bust. The Celtics should take care of it, but we'll see. Let's talk about it. Some key takeaways for me is, the Giannis injury. What are the Bucks' chances? That I want to get your thoughts on. Is Denver going to repeat because the West is loaded? Boston's easy path. What do you think about Tatum cards? What are you doing with them? Is Brunson going to continue this crazy run? And does OKC scare anyone as the 1 seed? They're kind of my questions to you. What are your overall looks, and what do you think about those questions?
All right, so starting with the Celtics, yeah, I agree. It's their year to poop or get off the pot. I do think Tatum's an interesting buy because if they do win the championship, Tatum will be looked at in a different light. But if they don't, in anything less than a championship, I think I think Tatum and Celtics will hear about it because they have a much easier path out of the East this year than ever before. I do think Milwaukee ain't it. I don't think they have the chemistry yet. With Giannis dinged, I think they're gonna be lucky to beat Indiana, and they might not.
Yeah, I agree with that. Pacers match up very well with them without Giannis. Chris Middleton is kind of aging and is always hurt. Holiday, good defensive player, but when they need a bucket, there's no Giannis to go to.
Yeah,
I think the Pacers. You'll see when we do future bets. One of my favorite ones is the Pacers. To be honest with you,
I like the Pacers when they're getting a little more plus money. It's closer to even money now. When they were like plus 230, something like that. I thought that was a really interesting bet. Now even money. You still like it?
I'm still gonna. Yeah, I mean, the Pacers are favorites in this first game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sprinkle a little money line on them. I still like it. For sure.
I mean,
Milwaukee ain't it.
Yeah, Milwaukee ain't it. And normally the Celtics and the Bucks the last 3 years you've been looked at as like the 1 and the 2, and it's interchangeable. But I just don't think it's Milwaukee's year. Honestly, I'm a Celtics fan. You know this. I try to be unbiased on these podcasts, and I still think it's the Nuggets' title to win until someone dethrones them. This time last year, they weren't the favorite. But after watching the playoffs, you're like, oh yeah, these guys are the best.
Right.
Team.
Like last year when we did this podcast, we were like, man, the Nuggets as the 1 seed definitely are going to get beat by some of these teams, and they just absolutely crushed it. And now you're looking at it, and they're the 2 seed. You're like, they got great value. Like I would have bet a lot on the Nuggets with this value.
Yeah, like
in the West.
Yeah, they have way more value. Than the Celtics. Obviously, it's because the Celtics have an easier path to get there, but then you still got to beat Denver if Denver's there. But I'm with you. I think the most 3 interesting storylines right now for me are, OKC. Are they for real or not? How far are they going to get? I love that team. Love the young guys. I love Shea. It's a really fun team to watch. And I do think the most 2 interesting matchups in the first round, you said it, the Minnesota versus Phoenix, the Sharps that I listen to, that I kind of trust and like are calling Minnesota is built for the regular season where Phoenix is built for the postseason. So we'll see if that's true. They're pretty big on the Suns, but I love Ant-Man, and so we'll see. And I think the Clippers-Dallas matchup is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that.
It's just a loaded West. Like every game is going to be fun to watch for sure. Wow, the Knicks are 40-1 as a 2 seed. I think the Sixers are the second favorites in the East as a 7 seed.
Yeah, so when I was look at this, look at the 2 in the East, the 2-3 matchup and the 3-6 matchup. So one of those 4 teams is going to play Boston in the conference finals. Knicks, who people think is a week 2 seed, Philly with dinged up Embiid, Milwaukee with dinged up Giannis, and then the Pacers. Right? So one of those 4 teams has to get there. Who, right now, if I had to put a gun to your head, which of those 4 teams is going to be playing Boston?
Oh my God.
If Embiid was healthy, you would clearly say the Sixers.
Clearly, I'm still going to say the Sixers.
Still the Sixers?
Still the Sixers.
I'm going to say Pacers.
Okay. That was my other choice, but I'm going to say Sixers just because of, Maxey and Tobias Harris. He's a good 3 guy.
Right. So could you say that
Embiid's so good when healthy?
Did you watch him last night?
He was struggling but in the second half, he kind of carried him in the fourth quarter. But he was struggling.
So 2 tough 7-game series is he going to be there? I don't know,
man.
But all right, so
the Pacers.
Should we buy Halliburton?
If you said a gun to my head, though, I'd say Sixers just because.
All right,
but no gun to my head, I'm saying Pacers.
Okay, so should we buy just in case? Buy Maxey and Halliburton just in case one of those teams gets there.
Yeah, I have Maxey on the list.
Sorry to jump ahead.
for sure. So that's a good intro into what we're doing with futures, kind of the teams we're looking at. Um, good value as the series start. I really like some of these series winners. So we talked about value on the Nuggets. Where are you going in the future market as you look down the road for these playoffs?
All right. So the first round, as much as I love Paolo and what the Magic have done, I think it's a lot of these young guys' first time here. Cavs a little more experience. I think Cavs are going to roll. So I'm going to bet the Cavs to beat the Magic minus 195. I'm going to bet the Cavs minus 1.5 games over the Magic at plus money. So plus 125. So the Magic to win 2 or less games is what I'm saying there.
Okay.
I think the Nuggets are going to beat the Lakers. I'm laying minus 310, but I just feel like it's free money, so I'm gonna take free money. And then I'm looking at, which I know you're gonna say something similar, Nuggets to win it all. I mean, do I hope the Celtics do it? Do I think the Celtics might do it? Sure, but you're just not getting any value there. And with the Nuggets at plus 300, then if I have that bet and it's Nuggets versus Celtics, I'll either be happy if the Celtics win or I'll win money. I'll win 3-1 on the Nuggets. And then the Nuggets to win the West plus 135. I like those bets.
Yeah, I'm right with you with Denver plus 300. You can get plus 300 on DraftKings to repeat. Great value, and then plus 135 to win the West. The Celtics are minus 185 to win the East, if that tells you anything. So, I'm also rooting for the Celtics. I'm rooting for you. I really like Tatum. I want him to do it and get that ring. But just taking the value here is the smart thing to do with the Nuggets, who've already done it, and they have everybody back. I mean, they're all starting 5 is back. The only person they're missing is Bruce Brown coming off the bench. Then I am going to take the Pacers minus 115 to win the first game versus Milwaukee. I was trying to look at their series. I don't know why I didn't take the series. I think I was a little scared of Giannis coming back, but I might look into that too to take the Pacers to win the series against the Bucks. And then I have 2. Oh, I bust up my mic. I have 2 series winners. I think the Clippers and Mavs are going to be a great series, but I'm going to take the plus money on the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul George, just a great duo. And then you throw Harden in there, who will come out late in the fourth because he doesn't play any D, but his offense is too good to pass up.
Are you surprised at all about how that team is playing together? All those personalities?
Yes. As soon as Harden went over there, I was like, this team's done. But the coach is doing a good job. I mean, he's not putting up with any of Harden's crap. He straight benched Harden in the third quarter one game. But Paul George is so good. I mean, everyone knows Paul George, but he's sometimes a guy no one remembers.
Yeah,
and talks about
defensively too. He's a big deal.
And then Kawhi Leonard. I mean, you saw what he did with the Raptors. I mean, he carried them to a championship, and then the next year you pay him all that money. He's been hurt the last 2 seasons and gets hurt. People just been talking bad about him. I mean, he's got a chip on his shoulder. Now, the one thing they have to go through is Luka, who's unbelievable, and then he's also got Kyrie this time. So they've been great together. I think they have the best streak. The last 20, they've won like 17 the last 20 games or something, the Mavs. So I'm a little scared about that. But I'll take the Clippers plus money. And then I'm going to take the Sixers to win the series with Embiid back. The Knicks are banged up. I think Brunson, he's been doing so much and he's been great. I think he's going to come down to earth a little bit. And the Sixers take that in 6. I could see it going 7 because I think it's going to be a good series, but I think the Sixers get it done. I really do. So those are my bets. Let's see from that, who are we buying or who are we buying? Let's start with that. I know it's probably late to buy NBA players, but there's some guys that you could probably get that are down that might become stars this playoffs, or some guys that are already stars that you seem like, because Joker always seems like the market never really, wants to buy him, and then he wins a championship and his cards, boom. So that could be something that we're doing here. So Denny, if you're buying any, who are you buying or taking a chance on?
So I think you need to, I agree it's late to buy a lot of folks, but I think the folks that can change their legacy a little bit are who's going to win it all, which is clearly right now, I would say either Tatum or the Joker. The Joker doesn't get as much love as he should, but a second championship, back-to-back championships, you start talking dynasty.
Back-to-back MVPs.
Right.
And his MVP odds are like minus 800 right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So think about the folks that you know that have won 2 in a row and the best player on those teams and how they're treated card wise. Think about Steph. Think about, all the guys, the Birds and Magics, the Jordans, like the guys that have won 2 in a row or just 2 period. And so I think that would be huge. And if Tatum wins it all, I think he will be, he'll, if the Celtics win, he will be MVP. He will be thought of differently. So those two are the, like, kind of the obvious picks. We just talked about Halliburton. And if I really do think the Pacers are going to win 2, series, I think we got to talk about Halliburton. I'm not sure. So the next guy I'm going to talk about, Ant-Man. I love Ant-Man. I think he might be the most exciting, best player in the league, possibly for the next 10 years. But is he going to win this first series? And I don't know the answer. So I think I'm throwing it out there as a maybe. I'm not saying I'm going to buy him, but I do love Ant-Man. And finally, I do think the Cavs are going to roll in their first series. Of the Cavs, who do you buy? Obviously, Donovan's an obvious one. You could look at Mobley, but I think Darius Garland to me has just been the guy that's exciting to watch and can make more people learn about him if they win a series. And so that's why I would kind of lean Darius there.
Yeah, I see Garland as the X factor. His cards are so cheap. I remember buying one at the National, and I've held on to it because it's gone down so much, and I'm just waiting. Yeah. So I hope he turns up in the playoffs. For me, like, I have Tatum on this list to buy, but I have some cards of his, and I'm holding. I've had people reach out on eBay, and I'm just like, I'm going to hold. I don't mind holding. I think he's going to get to the championship, and that's when I'll sell. And we mentioned Maxey. I think Maxey is a buy if we think the Sixers are going to win a couple games. I like that. I think Paolo needs more love. But with you talking about all the Cavs talk and betting Cavs, maybe not by Paolo, but I think he needs some more love. And then I also had Booker and Durant as maybe a couple buys. Again, 2 guys that have the potential of carrying a team to a championship, and their cards will go up for sure. So those are some buys. What about players ready to sell? One guy in particular, I think, that we're ready to sell, that we're both on, is Brunson. So let's talk about Brunson and the Knicks. He's been on fire, and his cards are crazy right now.
Yeah, dude, I love Brunson. He's probably one of my favorite players in the league. At first I used to think he wasn't as marketable, mainly because he's not. He just, he was never the one seed on his team, and he doesn't have a marketable look like somebody like an Ant-Man, right? Very charismatic look to him, but I think Brunson's winning people over. I'm with you that I worry about them getting out of the first round. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I think you need to be ready to sell him when he has a good moment, because I don't think they're going to make a deep run. And again, we could be wrong. They could win a series or 2. I would be ready to sell Paolo the first big moment he has, because it's first playoff, and I think they're going to lose the series. So when they have a good moment, get ready. And then, dude, everybody on the Thunder. Yep. I don't know what they're going to do, right? I love all those guys long term. I love Shea. I love Chet long term. I'm more Shea than Chet because I'm just worried about Chet holding up health wise. Again, he's proved me wrong thus far. But if they win a series or 2, I would be ready to sell those guys. I don't think they're so young. I don't think anybody thinks they're really going to make a legit run. But they're the 1 seed, so we'll see. How about you?
Yeah, there was like an article that came out about the Thunder being the one, like the biggest like non-factor as a 1 seed, like not scary as at all as a 1 seed ever. And I was like, man, I hope they see that, because SGA is so good. And Chet is so good. They just have the guys. They're young. They get up and down the court. They play some good ball.
Giddy's not in jail.
So. Giddy's not in jail, exactly. And I thought Giddy was going to be the guy. Like, he's like number 3. Yep. Like, he's way behind Chet and SGA right now. So I'm all about Brunson. Sell Brunson with no Randall and maybe no OG as a 2 seed. I mean, his cards are crazy right now. Sell it while you can. It would be my advice to everyone out there. So the last segment of this, we ridin, is our future bet or series bet that we think is the lock, biggest unit bet, or a couple unit bets, because I got two. Who we riding with, Duke? What is the bet to make that's going to cash?
My favorite bet of the playoffs is Cavs minus 1.5 games over the Magic. Again, not hating on the Magic, but first time there, it's just not likely they're going to be ready for this moment. The Cavs have been there, healthy enough, and I see them winning in 4 or 5 or 6 games. I don't see it going very far. So give me the Cavs minus 1.5.
Lock it up. And to go off of that, the Cavs being there, it's Donovan Mitchell time. One of my favorite bets is I couldn't believe he was like 5th on this list. He's plus 450 to be the series leader in assists. I love that. Absolutely love that. Donovan Mitchell is going to be on the court almost the whole time, every game, especially if it's close. And the Magic, when Mitchell gets downhill, the Magic are going to probably have to double inside to stop him and kick out. A lot of threes, a lot of assists to Garland. I like Mitchell a lot, and that's great value. And then we talked a lot about the Nuggets. I think I'm with Denny. I think the Nuggets may be a sweep, but I don't think it goes more than 6. Nuggets minus 1.5 in the series over the Lakers is minus 140. I think is a huge lock to me.
I like them. I'm going to ride with you.
Let's
Greg.
ride. I'm riding yours too. Cavs, Nuggets, Mitchell. Great talk about cards, players to look for. The West got me juiced up just looking at the West. And then the Celtics. I'm really excited for the Celtics to go on a run. That's what's going to happen. Well, that's going to be all for today. Thanks for riding with Graybos, and be sure to tune in next time. Leave us that 5-star review. We'll see you next time.
Come get these giblets.
When I go to sleep, I don't see sheep, see dollar signs. $100 got him beat the eyes for the 100th time at a money line. Brock Purdy was irrelevant, now I'm at the front like a cutting line. G5 to the power 5, Graybo's on fire like it's summertime. I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bets. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window?